In our last episode of Fan Factory, we covered Stin Archi's wonderful Eden project, a save that stood out with so many incredible moments. Well, today we're going to step away from the Eden project and check out one of their other builds, which is stunning nonetheless. But if you do want to check out our tour of this part of the map, the Eden project, do check the cards above. You can find the video there, and you can find the save over on satisfactorytips.com. But today we're going to be heading east, and I want to know what aspect of this next build is your favorite. To get there, we're going to travel through the train station and along the lines and over the concrete bridge until you arrive at the Titan Forest. From here, we can take in the opening site of today's Fan Factory, where we'll be focusing on Infinity Works, the heart of this world's production. But before we check out this factory, we need to follow the train and check out this facility where all of the steel ingots, iron ingots, and other ingots are produced for this factory. To be fair, saying it is an ingot facility doesn't really do it justice, because it also does things like the plastic, the rubber, there's also concrete, as well as all the rest of the ingots. Everything that you need for basic production is produced here. And by no means is it boring. I love what Stin Archi has done here, using the foundations, or that might be the walls actually, to clip through the foundries here. And I just love how snug it is. I love the signs, I love the foundries, I love how it all just nicely fits together. Once again, Stin Archi packages a wonderful build within a open but meticulously placed and decorated factory. The entrance looks great with this auditorium with the strip lighting around it. I love it. Before I show off outside, I wanted to have a look at the oil refineries and their compact nature. I love how close all of this is and how neat all the lines are, as well as the different colors, the grays and the dark grays, the light grays, and also the oranges as well. Really stands out. It's also a color scheme that you're going to see throughout this, because the way Stin Archi seems to do their builds is by creating color schemes and assets that go with each of the builds. And along with that, lighting is used to great effect to spotlight the various points of interest within the save. From the outside, Stin Archi uses a selection of materials. On this particular project, that means a lot of concrete, a lot of coated foundations, and a lot of metal and frames. And it really works well to give it this industrial feel to it. And I'm a huge fan of the cyan and orange. Just the signs look great. Another point worthy of being brought up is these beautiful rail supports. They look absolutely fabulous, especially with the pillars as a nice little touch for the build. With update 6 just around the corner and swamp changes coming, who knows what's in store for this area really. Hopefully everything's going to be okay, but one thing's for certain, and that is tucked outside of the swamp is the main production of Infinity Works, and hopefully it's not going to have any issues because it looks absolutely stunning. I wish I knew how to describe this kind of architecture, because it's very brutalist and industrial, but there's also something else to it. Something that I just can't grasp. It's on the edge of my tongue, the tip. It's almost like this futuristic sci-fi hive world kind of feel to it, sinking down. It's just so busy and sprawling. The use of levels with this is just fantastic, and it's great how it's all focused around a single focal point, with this crane overarching the whole base. There's clearly been a huge amount of thought that has gone into this. I should also mention there have been mods used for this. There's been area actions and also micromanage at times, but with a bit of dedication, all of this can be done in vanilla. One of the most interesting points of this has to be the pressurizer underneath this little decorated stand here. The little arms are made out of power storage and pillars. It's really incredible how much work has gone into developing these, and it definitely feels like the pressurizer is somewhat more monstrous, sucking out all of the resources from this spot of the map. But perhaps that's just the red lights that are talking to me here. Stin Archi is making the build his own, something unique. And Stin's done this in every build I've seen so far. Look, this reminds me of the Eden project, just how he uses focus and lights to really draw the eye to what he wants you to see. And we've not even started talking about the manufacturing plant yet. Everything other than from the drone ports is brought in through this train station, where it is distributed within the factory itself. The train works on a push-pull basis, taking stuff from the smeltery back, which we saw earlier, to this particular area. Thank you, train, for that demonstration. You may go now. They're so well behaved when they're young. Signage is also used to great effect for the production of items, and as the ingots are being brought in, the production is done either side. Here we have the iron and the aluminum. On the left we have the copper, and it's all done within this very loose cage. These resources are all then brought back under the train station and into an underground bus. These are then taken underneath the walkway and then distributed among the other factories. This is what makes it feel like a hive city. On the left we have logistics and tech parts, and possibly my favorite part of the whole factory is the use of signs and the elevators. I mean, this is just... Why have I never thought of this? I just love the way it looks. Whereas on the right we have stators, rotors and motors. It actually took me a moment to work out what had been done with the inputs and outputs of these splitters, and then I realized it's the other side of signs. What great use for them. Also not to be missed are the supports underneath the actual motor factory. These are done with a combination of the power storage, the pillar bases and various pillars and signs and beams. And my goodness me, I love the way it looks like suspension. Whew, I gotta get myself one of these. But I think it's also really important to mention that it's also come to me that I'm not sure I can build as good as this. It's something that I'm going to really strive for, but I'm really flabbergasted by the amount of detail that's within it. The creativity, the reusing of different items for different things. And you know what? That's okay. This gives me the inspiration, the motivation to do better, and I'm not going to stop trying. It's sometimes overwhelming seeing just how much work people can put into these and how incredible their builds are. But that shouldn't deter us from doing the best that we can to create the builds that we want to build. Every build is unique, and that's what's beautiful about this game. You make the decisions. It's your choice. You choose what to show, whether that's perfectly placed items or the small imperfections that we all have. This world is our oyster, and we can do what we want with it and be as chaotic or as depictive as we want. But we are going to leave that there. Guys, if you did enjoy this video, please do drop the thumbs up. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Check out Stin Archi's channel. The link is below. And don't worry, we will be continuing this save later on with another fan factory. So until next time, thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all of our amazing supporters, most notably our TotalXclipse Patreons, the Calamity Cerebral Tag, James Irwin and Firefless, as well as our Lunars, Dixie Chris, Lord of July and Ben, as well as our Blood Moon of the Day, which today is Papa Snoozy. Until next time, as always, ciao for now.